A very good evening to all of you. I'm Tanuja Singh, your host for the evening, and welcome to another very interesting webinar session of MCS GOC COVID-19 webinar series. This is 6th of our 10th webinar organized by Dr. MC Saxena Group of Colleges, Lucknow, with the motive to guide our students about future prospects post-COVID in their respective job fields for job and to be market ready. The topic for today's webinar is National Webinar on Getting Industry Ready with Artificial Intelligence, Machine Learning, Robotics, and Internet of Things. Rabindranath Tagore once said, "Faith is the bird that feels the light when the dawn is still dark." The darkness that looms over the world at this moment is the curse of COVID-19 pandemic, while the bird of human freedom finds itself caged under lockdown, unable to fly. Enthused by beacon of hope, human beings will soon start picking up the pieces of shared future humanity. But perhaps it will only be to find a new, unfamiliar world with far-reaching consequences for us that transcend society, politics, and economy. Crucially, a technology that had till now been crawling, or at best, walking slowly, will now start sprinting. In fact, a paradigm shift in the economic relationship of mankind is going to be witnessed in form of accelerated adoption of artificial intelligence technologies in modes of production of goods and services. The era of artificial intelligence referred to has already experienced before pandemic with the background linkages of cloud computing and big data. However, the imperative of continued social distancing has made the AI-driven economic world today a reality. Let us understand and get familiar with the world of IoT, AI, and machine learning. So today, we have our experts from various parts of the world to enlighten our students about changing times and role of artificial intelligence and machine learning post-COVID. They will help our students to understand its importance and possible job prospects in their respective fields. Today's webinar is indeed a very special webinar for all of us. I'll tell you why. Today we have with us our alumni who have been brilliantly outshining themselves in their respective fields. And more to that, we have with us the mind behind them, the strength and power of our institution. Our Chief Executive Director, he's the man with ideas and value gyan you would dare to miss. I welcome Dr. L. Shekhar, Chief Executive Director, Dr. MC Saxena Group of Colleges, Lucknow. A very warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, Tanuja. It is a pleasure being here. I would like to give my opening comments with respect to IoT. I'm sure this is a term which you might have heard many a times, but it is full formed as simple as what you can think. It is called Internet of Things. Now, whenever you find a particular device or anything with respect to which is called a smart device, that device is basically nothing but an IoT connected device. I'll give you the brief outline of what IoT officially the definition stands. It stands for interconnected devices onto an internet which transfer data from one device to another without the use of a human interface. Without the use of a human interface. That's what IoT is all about. And all this data goes onto a cloud where it is being analyzed, and wherein we come to the term called big data and big data analysis. So just imagine that today we have a world which is running onto many devices, which normally in your daily life you might not notice. Say, for example, you are going through onto a traffic, and the traffic signal on the crossroad which is there, that is also an IoT device, because it is controlled by a centralized system which is transferring all the data and which is actually limiting the traffic to one place or another. So supposing there is an accident into one area, and then the traffic people want that the traffic of this particular crossroad could be diverted to another, and that is what the basic role of IoT is. It automatically senses that there's a traffic jam there, and it diverts the traffic onto another crossroad. Now, there was a time when we used to have TVs at our home, but today is a time that we have smart TVs at home. A smart TV is nothing, but it is a TV which has apps, which controls a lot of data, which can be actually seen onto TV. You can select your data when you are actually watching television, and so is the case. So whatever smart things you have smart watches, you have smart locks, you have smart doors, you have almost everything which is actually smart, and all these smart things are controlled through an IoT device. And hence what I believe is that the next generation, as far as computer science is concerned, belongs to the IoT engineers, and you'll have more and more people being recruited of computer science and electronics and communication into the IoT companies rather than the IT companies. As it is, the current data which is there, that suggests that the IoT engineers are actually getting 84% higher salary than even the IT engineers. And this is what I would like to give a brief description about. As and when Tanuja ji gives me more time, I would sure like to elaborate this further. I would sure like to tell you more about IoT. Thank you, Tanuja.
Great, sir. Thank you so much. And we also have with us our another speaker for the evening, Richa. We have Richa with us. Richa is also MCS GOC pass out, and she's currently technical head and project manager with Birla Soft. So welcome, Richa. Welcome to the webinar.
Thank you, Tanuja. Hello, everyone. Tanuja's already introduced me, but then let me give a little brief of myself. So, yes, I'm Richa. I'm currently working as a technical lead and sidely also managing a project manager position with Birlasoft. It's been 10 years into the corporate world, and wherein I've served across different domains like technology, finance, travel, media. But then across all the domains, I've been focused on SaaS. So we'll be talking of what SaaS is. And yes, definitely, I'll never forget to mention that yes, I've graduated from the MC Saxena group of colleges back in 2010. So we'll talk about SaaS. Okay, so first thing is, what is SaaS? To just name it, it's software as a service. But then this has been something which has been demand for quite some time. I mean, 10 years I've been into this industry. It's been there ever since. How do we really define SaaS? So basically, SaaS is a software that is available by a third party over the internet. So, you know how it was in the older trends that you need to have extensive extensive hardware set up in a particular location, and then you had, uh, these small businesses operating on those hardwares and on those systems and doing the business. But now, what SaaS has given us is uh, the software that you can use simply on a web browser. You don't need to have an extensive kind of hardware, or you even don't need to, really go and sit down on a desk. Everything is on your mobile. So everything is on the internet. The concept of SaaS, software as a service, is more of a license based, subscription based. It is also known as an on demand software. Okay, so everything here is on the clouds. The very common examples that we're seeing around is like Google Apps are there, your Dropbox is there. Then one of the leading CRM giants, that is Salesforce, is there. Then you have Azure, you have Adobe Sign, and lot many things. So the industry scope of SaaS has really grown leaps and bounds. So if I am to really speak in terms of what the industry scope has been or is, so now while SaaS has become a very common delivery model, yet there is a brisk and very much a demand into this industry. Today, almost 43% of your businesses are being used over the smartphones. I mean, people have really gotten out of the legacy trends of having the hardwares at their place and going ahead with their businesses. Everything is on the go. So the SaaS model has basically expanded outside the traditional corporate desk, and now it's into the mobile workforce. The pace and the innovation in this industry, it is continuing to accelerate because this is agile. That's the way. So everything is customizable as to not just what a business needs, but what an individual person within that business needs. So it is customizable to that extent. If I'm to literally focus in terms of the powers of SaaS in India, I'm going to let me just quickly share my screen. So I'm going to quote certain facts out here. You might see that on my screen. So yeah, so the SaaS startups have tripled from 3,000 in 2014 to now more than 8,000 until May 2019. That is what I'm talking about up till May 2019, and this number is only expected to grow. So as of now, India is currently accounting for 2.6% of the global SaaS pie. Global as in means across the globe we're talking about. According to certain reports that you see, we have certain data over here that by 2025, India is likely to become a 10 billion revenue industry into the SaaS, global SaaS platform. And the other report literally says that, you know what, the returns in terms of the annual recurring revenue per dollar spent on inside the sales of India is 2.5 times that of the US based company. So that's what SaaS industry looks like. It is there, it's going to be there, it's going to continue, and there is a lot of scope for, you know, the I wouldn't literally say IT industry. There are lots of people. I've seen people coming from mechanical, also EC, also stepping into this industry. But then it's very agile.
All right. Thank you, Richa. Thank you so much. We'll look forward for this interesting session with you. We
Thank you
also
so
have
much.
you're welcome. We also have our next speaker, Mr. Khan Adil Parvez. Mr. Khan Adil Parvez. He's assistant professor with Dr. MPCC Institute of Colleges. We welcome you, sir, for this MCS DOC COVID webinar.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. And I thank you, Shekhar sir, to give me give me the opportunity to present my thoughts, or I can say present my uh, work on ML with the help of our institution. Okay. So I'm just going to give the basics, or I can say introduction to the machine learning. Fine. So as we know, what is basically machine learning? In traditional programming system, we have a set of inputs as well as we have algorithm, right? We train the data, or I can say we train the algorithm to perform certain output, or to get certain output, or we get certain tasks, right? For in traditional system, we have set of inputs, we give the input to the algorithms, and we find out the output, right? But in machine learning, what we have set of inputs as well as we have set of output. We generate the algorithms, or we can say we generate the model in such a way that that model we can use afterwards to predict the future, right? So what is basically machine learning? So I will give the example or definition of machine learning. What is learning? Learning is basically any process in which the system improves the performance from the experience, right? This is called basically learning. I will give the basic example. Let's suppose a kid is I have a small kid, right? So day by day his activity is going to be increased. Day by day he fails to attempt something, right? But he learn with that, right? When he fall down, he learn with that. Okay, I have to not do that thing, I have to do this thing, right? So this is called learning, right? So when learning comes, when we experience something, right? So basically what is machine learning? Basically machine learning is a machine that learns with the experience, right? When the machine go in the field, it learns the something, it learns the, I can say, it learns the I can say problem with the problems, it learns from the rewards, and it develops, or I can say it increase the efficiency of performance, or it increases the performance of model, right? So basically, what is machine learning? Machine learning basically it is a subset of artificial intelligence, or we can say it is a part of artificial intelligence, right? And it is a machine which having the ability to learn automatically without getting programmed, right? right? We don't program the machine again and again. We just initially first we just program with basic codes. After that, the machine experiences the difficulties, machine experiences a reward, and it just generate, or it just updates the, I can say, it just updates the program itself. That is called machine learning, right? So just for, let's suppose we have an example. I have a kid, right? He's 9 months old. He doesn't understand what is apple, what is I can say strawberry, and how orange look like, right? When I just give him, right, and I just train him that this is apple, this is red color, this is apple, right? After some times, when I test on that, on it, right, beta, what is that, right? He will tell me that it is apple. How he learn? When he experiences the thing, when he's experienced that food, he automatically learn that this is the apple. The same scenario, or I can say same thing, happens with machine learning also, right? We provide the data, we provide the inputs, we provide the output, and we train the model. After when model is trained, we predict the with the help of unknown value. That is called machine learning, right? So now I've just move on to the application of machine learning. We have application in many domain, I can say in travel, right, to predicting the flight delay. How we can predict the flight delay, right? We can predict the flight delay with the help of machine learning algorithm, right? We can calculate the delay, or we can calculate the delay with the help of performance, or with the help of, I can say, atmosphere change, right? We find out the how much delay will be there in flight, right? We can use in healthcare, right? Now we are just we can predict the, I can say, diabetes patient, whether the patient having diabetes or not, right? We can predict whether the patient having covid or not. Now we are focusing on that. In healthcare we are focusing on covid, right? Similarly, we can move on to the sales. We can use, or we can implement ml in sales. How? We can I can say, we can find out the what will be the turnover of the right company, or what will be the selling of company, how to increase the sales, right? So ml having the multiple domain, I can say, application which is going to be used, or which is currently using, right? The companies are using. Fine. Next, we have types of ML. We have basically three types of ML, right? First is called supervised learning, right? In supervised learning, what we have set of inputs which are well labeled. We know that this is the inputs, right? As well as we have output. We know this is the output. We have to predict the output, right? So we have set of label as inputs, we have output, therefore it is called supervised learning. Why supervised learning? Because we are just giving as a inputs, as well as output. We are just giving the learning in learning phase, we are just providing the details. This is input, this is output. It's called supervised learning, right? Next, we have unsupervised learning. What is unsupervised learning? Basically, in unsupervised learning, we don't have a labeled data, right? So what we have raw data, right? What we have to do, we have to find out the insights from data, and we have to find out I can say important features from the data, so we can easily move on with that data, right? So in unsupervised learning, we don't have inputs, or we don't have outputs, right? Next, we have reinforcement learning, right? I will give you the best example of reinforcement learning is self-drive car, right? We all know what is self-drive car, right? Just we have to press, or we have to give the destination location, right? It automatically drive you to the destination without using, or without having the driver, right? How it does? With the help of reinforcement learning, or with the help of machine learning, right? The, I can say, the path is fixed, right? Path is available with the help of Google Map. What is Google Map? Google Map is the best example of machine learning. Fine. So we have three type of machine learning, that is supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning, right? So reinforcement learning is that learning when you learn with something and you update yourself. That is, this type of learning is called as reinforcement learning, right? So I will give you some more examples on machine learning. We have examples of, right, credit and, I can say, insurance prediction, right? Whether the client will be, I can say, get benefited with this or not, right? The insurance company can predict the clients, which clients will benefited with this or not, right? Now, so we can increase the, I can say, capability, or we can increase the I can say productivity, we can increase the marketing, we can increase the sales, right? So everywhere machine learning is going to be used, right? It is the, I can say it is huge industry, or I can say we have lots of job in this industry. Fine. So with this, I just conclude, and I thank you to Tanuja ma'am, right? And I thank you to Shekhar sir, because Shekhar sir taken the initiative, and he started the, I can say, giving the student to learn ML, right? Whether you are from electronics background, whether you are from mechanical, whether you are from the CS background, right? He is giving the best opportunity, right, to learn in campus itself. So after the fourth year, they can move on to the ML industry, or I can say IoT industry, or I can say data science industry. Fine. So I am thank you to Shekhar sir, and thank you to Tanuja ma'am to giving me the pleasure to share my words. Thank you.
Thank you, Adil sir. We'll have further communication with you. Just stay tuned with us. Please do not leave the webinar.
Yeah, sure.
So we'll be further discussing about the types of machine learning in detail. Next, we have Manas Bhatnagar, and he's live from UK. So Manas Bhatnagar is he's heading QAAT. He's head of QAAT from in Innovations Group, United Kingdom. A very warm welcome to you, Manas, and
Thanks.
he's also pass out from MCS GOC.
That's true. Thanks, Tanuja, for having me here, and thank you, Shekhar, sir, for organizing this. It has been a decade since we last spoke, and welcome everyone to this webinar. So I'll try to be as precise and as short as I can because I have my timer running for 10 minutes. So I will be talking more about the changes the software industry has gone through in last 10 years, I would say, and a little bit focus on testing as a career and quality assurance and engineering in typical SDLC. So last one decade, as per best of my experience, it has been all about digital transformation in software industry. We have learned few terms like DevOps, agile methodology, and typically, the typical word that we have always used in last 10 to 20 years is waterfall methodology. And for organization, it has been a great challenge and to adapt themselves with this changing environment. Few of the organization have successfully managed to transform themselves, and many have failed. And to comply to this digital transformation, it has been a failed dream for a lot of businesses, while others are still struggling just to find the right way of entering into difficult yet surprisingly beneficial journey. I remember back in days in 2010 when I started my career, and a lot of companies were still following a waterfall model of software engineering and product development and project development. And I always had a question like, why, as an engineer, we were never told about agile methodology, which was already changing the whole software industry since early 2000. A lot of companies have failed, to cope up with the changes, and the reason why they failed to cope up with the changes because they were very comfortable with the waterfall model. And software engineering, while the word was already on a verge of huge digital transformation. I remember I started as a manual tester after passing from MC Saxena College, and today I don't often see a lot of manual testing jobs, uh, both in European market and also in Indian market, because company understand that having quality assurance is a key, which is good, but having manual testing is not, because it is A, time consuming, B, it is risky. Hence, automation and test automation has taken more of the manual task, and it has its own obvious reasons. A, it has faster feedback. B, it has accurate results. C, it reduces the business expense, and D, it has more and efficient time to market. And the most promising aspect of test automation that I have seen over a decade is the value that it adds to all the stakeholders involved. The automation testing, especially the quality engineering in any kind of a software development lifecycle, it improves your brand image. It generates higher revenues. It ensures higher customer retention. And as a result of which, organizations, especially software organization, can invest more money in product research and process improvement and innovation, thereby helping themselves to reach altogether a different scale of new heights. So, having said that, the question arises: will manual testing degrade, or will manual testing be, will gradually fade off or not? The answer to this question would be a no, because manual resources will still drive the testing cycle in software development life cycle, whereas the automation will facilitate and assist them. This means we can expect to see significant reduction of post-production defects, increase in customer satisfaction level, and higher user retention. I mean, back in days in 2010, manual testing was considered to be a low-profile job, and when I interact with different people, they do ask me, "Is manual testing still in scope?" I answer that question that no, it still has a scope, but it was always considered as a low-profile job, because back in days when agile was not in place, companies failed to understand that the bitterness of the poor quality remains long after the sweetness of low price is forgotten. So companies were investing more time into development and hiring better developers rather than focusing on the quality assurance, because as per them, having a best code is what will generate revenue. But companies fail to understand that even the best code have bugs, and if you don't have a quality engineering in place, your product will come back from the market, which will end up in more cost to fix the defects. Hence, the the idea of automation engineering and automation testing came into the picture. And while agile was taking its pace, the automation engineering changed the whole picture of software development lifecycle. I mean, I seldom face a question that is there still a scope of testing, and what are the market trends, and people are really unsure about testing as a career. I always answer that question saying that the market has huge scope of testing, and it will never, ever, ever fail to have testing as an opportunity. But the real question is, are we ready to get those opportunities? Do we have the right skill set? Do we have the right thought process to get those opportunities? I mean, I definitely think that there is a huge need to think about transforming the way we train our students in college around software engineering. It has to be more realistic as per the market trends, and giving them an opportunity to think beyond the box and beyond just the development, because quality assurance and engineering is the key. And a lot of companies are today investing more than 65% of the cost in just quality assurance. So to people who really want to have their career in quality assurance, yes, this is the right time, and it will always be the right time. Till the time software development is trend, software testing will always follow. And on that note, I would like to pause my speech and would like to thank everyone for joining. And if someone has any questions, feel free to drop me a text on LinkedIn. Thanks, Anuja.
Great, Manas. Thank you so much. We also have another speaker, Shohib and Amrit together. So Shohib is also MCS GOC alumni, and he's working as a cognitive data scientist with Proven Innovative Lab. Uh, we have Amrit with us. Amrit Kapoor is the lead engineer with ACT. So welcome both of you. Welcome to this webinar.
Yeah, hi Tanuja, thank you so much. First of all, I would like to pay my huge regards to Shekhar and Dr. Sena of colleges for organizing this kind of webinar for the beneficial of students, because very less institution used to do these kind of things. And for this kind of thing, I like to also have my tributes to our college, as our college doing best and best from the past 15 years, and our college establishing more and more. So now coming back to the topic, as when we talk about AI, we have multiple things. For if we can say that we have studied one subject in our BTech, that is CCP, computer programming, and in it we have multiple codes and multiple arrays. So we have coded one thing that is if and else, where we have only two possible outcomes for any possible value. So for when we talk about AI or machine learning, we have deep understanding and deep more and more concept for that. With the help of this kind of thing, we want to able to learn machine deep things, and also many about to take their decision by them own. And I can have a small video with you for for a face detection. And so can we have that video? So now the screen is sharing. Can you look at my screen?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, thank you. So here was the video. And you can see Shoaib here in this video, who is the last speaker of this stream. Yeah, so here in this video,
forward for this interesting session with you. We also, you're welcome. Yes, sure. We can go ahead. Do you want to still share the screen?
Yeah, wait a second. We have to play one more video. This is for the face detection video, and we want to play one more video. Object detection. Yeah. Here's the video goes on the object detection technique. Here you can see that when the camera is going to hit anything, you can see on your screen that it is having a name on that. For cell phone, book for book, handbag for handbag. So this is bottle for bottle. Okay, let's do. Okay, so in these videos, we can see that we having multiple AI based things, which is also the future. For the next level of supermarket, we are having multiple AI things where there is no person is ready to serve you. Only you have to go and the machines will detect the object you are purchasing, and you have to just you have to pay. For example, also we are having one feature with us in our mobile phone where we use the face detection technique to unlock our device. These are the basic ideas of artificial intelligence and machine learning. So now, not taking too much of time, I would like to hand over the stream to the next two speakers. The next speaker is Mr. Shadab Ahmed, and after that, Mr. Shoaib, and they will tell you the deep concept and also the algo and some basic PPTs on artificial intelligence, learning, machine learning, and data science. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Amrit. So Shadab, we have Shadab with us. Shadab is a data scientist with the math company. Welcome, Shadab. Please give a little introduction about what you'll be talking today.
Sure, Tanuja. First of all, thank you to Shikhar sir and Tanuja for inviting me for this talk and webinar, and Shoaib for introducing me to the teachers and alumni, people from this college. So my name is Shadab, and I work as a data scientist for a startup. Before that, I worked for Infosys as well. So in today's talk, I'm going to introduce you about why data science is why people are doing analysis on the data, and what is the need of machine learning, AI, or deep learning right now, and how this has emerged. Certainly, if you would have seen in the industry, there's lots of hype, and if you see the applications, it has applications in almost most of the domains, whether it is medical, healthcare, manufacturing, or finance. In all the sectors, you can find this application. So when I will start the session, to the topics which we are going to cover is what is data science, why do we need it, how we can leverage the power of data to improve our business and provide customized solution to the customers, and what are the data products available in the market, and how you can build your portfolio and land a job as a data scientist or analyst. So more I will be talking in detail when I will start the session. So that's it from my side from the intro part.
Thank you so much, Shadab. Shoaib, we would like to know from you as well, what are the topics you'll be covering for today?
Yeah. Hi everyone. So this is Shoaib Ahmed, and I have a total 5 year of experience in AI industry, and basically I'm working on the deep learning. So I'm not talk too much about like machine learning and data science, because for that we already have a Shadab and Adil sir with us. So I basically going to cover a deep learning topic. So before getting started, I want to give you a short descriptions about like what exactly the deep learning techniques are, because you already aware about the words like machine learning, like AI, but for number of them, deep learning is something like a new word. So it is like you just take example. There is one circle. So this circle is the a complete AI. Then in that circle there is one more subset. That subset is the machine learning. Then in that circle one more subset is there, that is a deep learning. So if I'm talking about AI, for example, if in any of the program we have a if else statement, like if this thing is done, then we need to select this. If this thing is done, then we need to select that. So this is also a type of AI, because anyhow we need to put an intelligence in a system, but it's a very minute level. Then we try to put some statistical techniques, some probability technique along with that, and of course the programming. Then it's convert into the machine learning. After that, uh, when we add one more point over there, that is the neural network, like how to mimic a human brain, and what are the mathematical equation of human brain. If we add this topic to the machine learning, then it will become deep learning. So I know, like if I continuous talk, then it might be boring for all. So I want to show some demonstration so that the things become more clear. So before that, I want to talk about three things, which is the three type of neural network, which is a very popular in a deep learning. The first neural network is of course the ANN, that is the artificial neural network. And artificial neural network is like used for it's we can say it's a very small brain which have a capability to processing the data, and capability to processing a small task. For example, if we need to convert temperature from Celsius to Fahrenheit, then the type of neural network, the type of intelligence which we are going to use, it's belong to somehow in ANN. That is the artificial neural network. Then if we want to have some different task, for example, if I give the example of Jarvis from Iron Man. So if I want to develop my own Jarvis, so what I did first, I want to first develop the property, like how the Jarvis will interact with the devices and how they see the object. So for that, the type of neural network which we are going to use is CNN. That is called a convolutional neural network. So before going forward to the CNN, I wish to give you the two demonstration of CNN, and this is somehow related to the COVID-19 use case which I have discovered in this month only, and the first use case is for a face mask detection, which is a very necessary these days, because number of pupils are not follow government initiatives. The second thing is that, which I found, like, which is for like spreading the COVID, which is responsible, is it's social distancing. So I have developed two use cases. One is for a face mask detection, and one is to detect a social distancing. Now let me go through the use cases. So this use case is of face mask detections. You see that on my face there, I have not wearing mask over there, and it also show the probability. Like now I'm wearing the mask, so it shows the probability of 98% that a guy is wearing mask. When I open it, then it shows no mask. Then again the mask is detected. So this is a face mask detection, and it is also the part of CNN. It means the machine have a capability to see the object, to analyze the object. Now I'll show you one more use case which is also belong to a CNN, and it's also a very interesting use case. This is a social distancing, because if we take example of any of the country, for example India, so the main reason for spreading the COVID-19 in such a way is that we are not following the social distancing. So I have developed the algorithms which can track a social distancing on the live scenario. I'll show you. It worked a little bit slow because my system don't have a GPU support. See, the person who are breaking the social distancing are in red, and the person who follow social distancing are in green, and it will reflect a little bit delay over there, just because of because lack of GPU in my system. So this is also the wonderful use case of CNN, and of course the computer vision. Now now this thing is called a convolutional neural network. Like we trying to develop the capability of detecting or seeing the object. And if I want to give you a short description how this will work, so it will work in such a way, like whenever we see any of the object, for example this mobile phone. So what my brain did, like it will try to recognize the patterns over there, and then after that, like on the basis of that pattern, it will try to actually the meaning of convolution is the dot product of two metrics. So what happened, like if I have a mobile and I have one more object over there, so when my brain try to understand like which one is mobile, which one is the second object, so it will try to capture the maximum feature from this image. Then after that, it will goes to the second stage of CNN, that is the downsampling. It means we have a maximum amount of data, but we want only the maximum feature from this mobile. Then after that, that data convert into the two-dimensional array, and then the last stage, we are able to detect whether the object is mobile, whether the object is laptop or something else. In the same way, a human brain will work. So this is the functionality of CNN. And one more type of network is there. For example, now I am able to develop the human eye. Now the second part is to give the hearing ability to a Jarvis. So we deal with the RNN. That is also called the time series. That is a recurrent neural network. I will not talk in detail because of a less time. Then one more type of learning is there, that is called a reinforcement learning. And it is a very interesting topic. I'll give the very good example of Boston Dynamics, and it's a very big company, and they are working on a reinforcement learning, means a type of machines or a type of a network which learn from the feedback. For example, a 2-year guy, whenever he touch first time a flame, so it will give the feedback. So from the next time he will not repeat this mistake. This is called reinforcement learning. And in the end, for make this session interesting, I would like to play one more video that is belong to a very latest technology, and it is a combination of AI as well as AR together.
All right, Shoaib, thank you so much. We'll look forward for this interesting session with you. Meanwhile, Shiv, can you please mute your mic? So, as a first speaker, we have Dr. L. Shekhar. Dr. L. Shekhar started his journey as a computer science engineer from Pune University in 2001. He is the key promoters behind the successful establishment of Dr. M.C. Saxena Group of Colleges, Lucknow. For last 19 years, he is associated with the group. He has mentored and nurtured around 25,000 students so far. He has represented India worldwide for various national and international conferences. A very warm welcome to you, sir, again. And we would like
Thank you,
to know,
Tanuja.
we would like to know from you about the IoT, your topic for today. So over to you, sir.
Tanuja, as I said in my introduction, that IoT is about Internet of Things. And I would like to give very brief examples of how a common person is involved in IoT and how these devices are transforming an individual. Uh, I understand that this particular webinar is there, and many people from different countries are tuned in. And I'm sincerely thankful to all my students who have tuned in from different parts of the country. Thank you, Richa from Delhi. Thank you, Manas from London. Thank you, Shadab, Shoaib from Bangalore. And it's truly one webinar wherein we have the entire world tuned in together. But I would still like to speak a little about IoT in English, wherein एक आम आदमी जब जो है घर से निकलता है तो उसको बहुत सारी चीजें जो मिल रही हैं वो IoT से रिलेटेड है. मैं एक एग्जाम्पल के तौर पे कहना चाहता हूँ, आज की तारीख में जो गाड़ी आप चला रहे हैं उसकी गाड़ी के अगर स्टीयरिंग पे आपने देखा हो तो उस पर काफी सारे कंट्रोल्स होते हैं, आप उससे वॉल्यूम कंट्रोल करते हैं और आपकी काफी सारी गाड़ियां जो हैं वो IoT से इंटरनेट से कंट्रोल हो रही हैं. उस पर आप YouTube देख सकते हैं. आप जिस समय कहीं जाते हैं वो जमाना चला गया जहां पर आप लोगों से पूछते थे भाई साहब ये लाला जी का घर किस तरफ है. आज लाला जी का घर ढूंढने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती क्योंकि गूगल मैप्स है आपके पास. तो गूगल मैप्स इज नथिंग बट एन IoT एंड दिस इज ऑल दिस डेटा इज एक्चुअली गोइंग इनटू द क्लाउड और क्लाउड पे जाकर के वो एनालिटिक्स हो रही है और आपकी जिंदगी को और बेहतर बनाने की कोशिश हो रही है. बहुत सारी जगह पे हम लोग ह्यूमन एफर्ट को कम कर रहे हैं IoT के जरिए. मैं एक एग्जाम्पल के तौर पे आपको बताना चाहूंगा कि जैसे स्मार्ट टीवी है. एक जमाना था जब जो है पुराने लोग कहते थे अरे बेटा जरा यहाँ आ जाना, ये जो है टीवी ऑन कर देना. आज टीवी ऑन करने के लिए आपको जो है उसकी जरूरत नहीं है. आप अपने कमरे में गूगल असिस्टेंट से बोल सकते हैं कि कैन यू प्लीज स्विच ऑन द टेलीविजन एंड टेलीविजन गेट्स ऑटोमेटिकली स्विच्ड ऑन. So all this is because of IoT, and this is where I believe that the new opportunities in this sector would come in. As I being a computer science engineer, when I passed out in 97, IoT was not even heard of. It was more or less a computer science engineer was said that most of the people used to flaunt off and say मैं software engineer हूँ, and जो है somebody was saying कि साहब नहीं मैं हार्डवेयर इंजीनियर हूँ. लेकिन वो जमाना अलग था. आज का जमाने में जहां पर ज्यादातर जो है लोग IT सेक्टर में काम कर रहे हैं, इट्स अ बल्क हायरिंग सेक्टर. वहां पर IoT मुझे लगता है कि एक नेक्स्ट हायरिंग सेक्टर बनने वाला है जहां पर जॉब्स की कमी बिल्कुल नहीं है और जहां पर वो ग्रो कर रहा है. आज कोविड के जमाने में भी आई वाज रियली amused to see what Shoaib has done. Shoaib, in fact, अभी couple of days back I was there in one of these government departments which said on the government e-marketplace we have a lot of products, but there is no product which can actually show us that whether somebody who's entering into a government office is wearing a mask or not. And your product can actually do that. In fact, I told them, sir, it is a very simple programming which we can do, and we can definitely make a product. In this COVID times, we have made a lot of products for these government organizations. हमने उनको सैनिटाइजर्स दिए हैं, हमने स्प्रेयर्स दिए हैं और हमने टनल्स बनाई हैं इस दौरान जब कॉलेज बंद था. तो it was wonderful to see one of your interventions. I think we can improve some of our products and then give it to the government department. Social distancing I saw was really wonderful. अगर हम इस तरीके का कुछ कर सकते हैं तो रूरल एरियाज में जहाँ पर सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग अभी लोग नहीं फॉलो कर रहे हैं, डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट्स काफी परेशान हो रहे हैं इन चीजों को लेकर के. I think you have a solution to both these things, and it is definitely going to be there. If you have already developed a product, I would suggest that you put it onto the GEM, which is the government e-marketplace, and all these government agencies would be more than interested to go in for it. Now, coming back to the topics of jobs, because that is what I think most of the viewers over here who've tuned in would like to understand. कि sir, job kahan milne wali hai? So let me first tell you, if you are going to become an IoT engineer, कोई rocket science की जरूरत नहीं है. आपको C आनी चाहिए, और अगर प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज में आप थोड़ा सा बेटर सिक्योरिटी के साथ प्रोग्रामिंग करना चाहते हैं तो पाइथन थोड़ा सा पढ़ लीजिए. इसके लिए कहीं कोई रॉकेट साइंस की आवश्यकता नहीं है. सी मोस्टली, चाहे आप मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर हो, चाहे आप सिविल इंजीनियर हो, चाहे आप बायोटेक्नोलॉजी इंजीनियर हो, चाहे आप कंप्यूटर साइंस इंजीनियर हो, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स एंड टेलीकम्युनिकेशन इंजीनियर हो, इवन एग्रीकल्चर इंजीनियर भी हैं आप, तब भी आपको सी जो है इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज में पढ़ाई जाती है. एंड एवरीथिंग इज बेस्ड अपॉन सी. आप उसी को थोड़ा सा अपना इंप्रूव करके यू कैन स्टार्ट कोडिंग एंड यू कैन स्टार्ट डेवलपिंग एप्स इन IoT which are mostly useful. Now coming to which are the sectors which are going to hire you if you are an IoT engineer. You name the companies. Google is there, Samsung is there, Nokia is there, TCS is there. You name any one of them and everyone is developing products which are IoT based. Lakhs and lakhs of engineers across the world are required for IoT, because as on today, we have an average of roughly around 0.08 devices per human being in the world with respect to IoT, which I believe by 2025, this is going to go to at least 7 to 10 devices per human being. Now you can understand that the population of India is 135 billion. If you calculate the entire world's population, it comes to more than 5 billion. And if we are talking of roughly around this magnitude and 7 to 10 devices per population, you can understand what is the kind of devices which are being required. And all these devices are going to be IoT based. So if you are making a career into engineering, IoT is definitely something which you should look forward to. Now coming to salaries, because the first and the foremost thing which one asks is, सर जॉब अगर मिल भी गई तो 10,000 रुपए की जॉब तो नहीं करेंगे ना, हम इंजीनियर हैं, 25-30 हजार से नीचे कहाँ शुरू करेंगे सर. बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हो बॉस. लेट मी टेल यू दैट द मीडियन सैलरी व्हिच आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट पर एनम comes to roughly around 2.4 it's per month. 2.4 lakh rupees is what a median salary is coming to. But for a starter, I'm sure it is coming to about 44,000 rupees. The chart in front of me tells me it is 44,000 rupees, which is 76% more than an IT engineer which gets recruited for a 3.5 to a 4 lakh package gets. So an IoT engineer has an edge over the IT engineer as on date. Now coming to something which is the most important, and that is कि कहाँ जा करके हमें ये जॉब्स मिलने वाली हैं, कैसे होगा, हमें क्या सीखने की जरूरत है, क्या कोई ट्रेनिंग करने की जरूरत है. सो लेट मी जस्ट टेल यू, आप ऑनलाइन कर सकते हैं ये ट्रेनिंग. फ्री बहुत सारे जो है मॉड्यूल्स अवेलेबल हैं. अगर आपको ऐसा लगता है कि फ्री में ऑनलाइन नहीं समझ में आ रहा है, तो जहां मन करे थोड़े बहुत पैसे और खर्च करके आप इस पर्टिकुलर कोर्स को कर सकते हैं. रही बात जॉब्स की, तो जॉब्स आर अवेलेबल एवरीवेयर. यू कैन अप्रोच एनी कंपनीज. And then, of course, we have a big and huge alumni network. You can definitely get in touch with our alumni. I'm sure 1 or 2 people adjusting for any of our alumni is not a big task at all. I can see Richa smiling. So it says the story. Anyways, thank you, Tanuja. Thank you once again. I would not take much time because I'm proud of the experts who are there with you. I'm proud of all of you here. I'm thankful to all of you. God bless you all. From my side, it's thumbs up to MCS GOC. Thank you. Thank you, Tanuja.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable inputs and this very informative information that you have shared with us. Next speaker, we have Richa with us. So Richa is a technical lead at Birla Soft. She is into 10 years into this IT corporate across she has worked into different domains like finance, travel, technology, consulting, and media. She has also worked as a subject matter experts, customer relationship management, contract lifestyle management, and configure price and code, and as well as on SaaS models. So her personal interests are in art, craft, creativity, early childhood education. She's also a pass out from MCS GOC, engineering graduate in 2010. A very warm welcome to you, Richa, again. Your video is actually not visible. Yeah.
Can you see me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much. So I think Shekhar has already, taken the stage for IoT. And very honestly speaking, SaaS, what I've been talking about, doesn't really. So it's actually part of it, wherein we are talking about everything happening over on the internet. So SaaS. So basically, as I already explained, what SaaS was, it's more of a software as a platform. But then, other than SaaS, you know what? So we've forever since we IT students, we've been doing C sharp, and different coding languages onto a system, for which we are going ahead and installing, if I have to say, eclipses on our, I mean, I'm just recalling back because I'm no more into that. So like you have software as a service, similarly you have PaaS, which is a platform as a service. So one of the major giants of the CRM, which I mentioned, and where I have been involved for last 10 years, that's Salesforce. They also have their very own PaaS system. That's their platform as a service. So now, gone are the days when you know what. You're onto the system, you're installing softwares over to your desktop, and you are busy doing your bits of codes, and definitely learning over the syntaxes. Everything is now a click and it's done. So the technology has come that way long. I would really go in lines of what Shekhar sir was talking about in terms of the job opportunities. So, uh, I think as I've myself worked across different domains, I mentioned I've been into finance, I've been into travel, I've been into technology, consulting, uh, media. So, I mean, all these domains, but the on the SaaS platform, building up their CRM systems, building up their contracting, legal management systems, building up their product and the configuring and your quoting process. So this opportunity is available anywhere and everywhere, I think. And I mean, you can go just to any domain. Almost everyone is now uh, on the cloud, is what I would say. Coming over to the kind of packages you can expect, well, the growth is huge, I wouldn't deny. And I wouldn't even deny that, this is a process. You just cannot expect in with SaaS that you go and, you might just end up starting off with, say, uh, like what Shekhar has said, a lakh, 2 lakh. No, no, I would honestly speak on that. But then, yes, this is one industry which has been established for 10 years. It is growing. It is growing to a very extensive way. And onto the develop. So again, there are two bits of it. Since the system has now become so, as I said, a click away. So then definitely there are minds behind who are really making that click possible for you. So you definitely get two profiles out there. Either you be the person to click, or you become the person who develops that clicking module. So then the salaries out there depend. And developing that is again a cakewalk. I wouldn't say it's a very difficult task. Understanding with the concept of platform as a service, the easy and the user friendly languages that are there in place, even that's a cakewalk. I wouldn't really say, you have to just stick here and, build the system just by clicking. When you have to go into customizing as per, a very detailed business requirement, or even I mean, if you go drill down the business, the different user groups, and maybe the different leadership levels. So all that is customizable using your platform as a service model. So the industry is there for you to explore. There are lots of opportunities, no doubt. Thank you so much, Tanuja. That's all I had to add.
Next, we have Manas. Manas, your video is not visible.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. 1 second, just.
Sorry, I got disconnected. I might have missed some part.
No problem, no problem. So Manas is currently working as a head of QA for an insurance company in London. He's managing end-to-end automated testing delivery across different geographical locations. He focuses on setting up of testing strategy across different platforms for organizations. He's worked with different teams on manual, automated, and performance testing, bridging up gap between the operation and business using DevOps, streamlining software delivery, using continuous integration and development. He's also a pass out from MCS GOC BTech IT 2010. Again, a very warm welcome to you, Manas. So
Thanks.
let us go into your topic in detail.
Right. So the experience that I have, it's around different domains. As one of the domain is travel domain. I've also worked in insurance domain. I've worked in medical science domain, and over past 10 years, what I have realized is, back in days in 2010, 2008, we were always, we were concentrating on waterfall model of software delivery. I mean, I remember there was a subject in which we studied the waterfall model. And when I stepped out of the college, I realized it's not a strawberry land I used to think about. It's real life, and it's different than what you are taught in college. So that's where I raised a point that we need to be careful in what are we teaching students, because the real life is really different. When you step out into software industry, you realize a waterfall model is a reason of failures for a lot of big organizations. A lot of projects have gone in vain because of the way software development used to happen 10 years ago. Back in 2000, early 2000, there was 17, 18 software engineers who came together, and they thought of developing a way of faster delivery, and then they came up with an idea of agile, and that is what it is all about today. And the customer can't wait ages and ages to get a quality product. He needs a quality product instantly. So that's where we have agile methodology coming into picture. And investment on testing used to be really less. As I said earlier, manual testing was a low profile job. People used to think, oh, all right, he's a manual tester, so we'll give him a package of 2.5, maybe 3. But now things are really different. Automation engineers, I work with a team in Hyderabad. I work with team in different geographical locations. They're massively paid more than development engineers. I guess a lot of testers are getting highly paid. There is huge scope of testing in the market, and testing market can never go down regardless whatever happens, because you can't manage, you can't afford to deliver a product without quality assurance. And that's where the engineering and the quality engineering comes into the picture. So in terms of opportunities, IT industry will never have less opportunities for tester. Not at all. I don't agree. I don't agree that it will ever have less opportunities. It will always have opportunities. But the key question is, are we ready to grasp that opportunity? Do we have right skill set? Are we training students in a way, the way IT industry today is working? Are we telling them the right method of software development? Are we telling them the right strategies that companies are following? So I think it's a broader question, not to the audience here, but people who take initiative, people who design the syllabus of engineering in engineering colleges, that what should be taught to students, and is there a way we can train them? We can send them to recruitment, and we can send them to industrial experiences, because in my company back in London, we do get students from class 10th in UK. Class 10 student is learning Python now. He will come to me and ask me questions around Python. He would like to understand how software are delivered. So there's a change in the way people think. There's a change in the way the whole engineering is based on. In this country here, class 10th student, if he's good in designing, then he will join an IT company as an intern. He'll start learning how the software development happens. And back in 2010, even when I was doing engineering, I was not made aware of the right way of software development. We were talking about legacy systems, which are no more there. So in terms of opportunities, yes, they are. In terms of salary, massive. It all depends how good you are, how well skilled you are, and are you updated with the market trend, yes or no. So, and third, and the most important thing that I would like to add here is the way we train our students will really help them to step into the new world with the right skill set. Thank you, Tanuja. I don't want to overrun the time, and my laptop battery is also draining off, so I might just disconnect. Thank you, Shekhar sir and Tanuja, for organizing this.
Thank you so much, Manas. Thank you. I'm sure
Welcome.
our students will benefit out of your inputs. And next we have Amrit Kapoor. Amrit. So Amrit is the lead engineer with the. Second. Amrit, your video is not visible.
Yes.
All right. Welcome back, Amrit. So we have Amrit Kapoor, who is currently working with ACT Limited as a senior executive engineer, and he's having 6 years of telecom industry exposure. In past, Amrit has worked on the project of Reliance Jio Infocom Limited for 4G LTE in Uttar Pradesh East. He started his journey as an engineer in the industry after passing out from and he has also worked as a team lead for Reliance Jio project in UP East by handling multiple operations for the project. Amrit has done his BTech in Electronics and Communications from Engineering College of Dr. MC Saxena Group of Colleges, affiliated to Uttar Pradesh Technical University. And during his college life, Amrit published multiple research papers and done multiple technical projects related to IR sensors, gesture controls, robotics, embedded systems. His areas of interest are embedded system, IOT, RF engineering, and quantum physics. A very warm welcome to you, Amrit.
Thank you so much. From taking inspiration from Shekhar sir, now थोड़ी मातृभाषा में बात हो जाए, तो थोड़ा better understanding के लिए. अब अगर हम बात करते हैं, इंग्लिश तो हमारी कॉर्पोरेट लैंग्वेज है ही, लेकिन थोड़ी हिंदी में भी बात करनी आनी चाहिए हमें. तो हिंदी को अगर हम पॉइंट आउट करें, तो हमारा अगर हम बात करते हैं आज AI, machine language and different machine learning techniques. We are having natural language processing and different things. So अब इनका हमारा जो मेन मोटिव है, हमारा सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन ये अराइज होता है कि हम क्यों पढ़ें इनको. जब हमारा बीटेक का सिलेबस ही हमारे पास इतना बड़ा है, वी आर हैविंग अराउंड 6 to 7 books and n number of practicals, viva and project and blah 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 many things. बट क्यों हम ये पढ़ें, आखिर हमें क्या इससे प्रॉफिट हो रहा है. अब अगर हम लोग अपने टाइम की बात करें, जिस समय हम लोग पास आउट हुए हैं 2014 में, तो उस समय जो क्रीम टाइम हमारा चल रहा था वो आईटी का था, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स का था. लेकिन उस वक्त एक चीज ये नहीं थी कि जो डिफरेंट आज के ज़माने में जो हमारे पास लर्निंग टेक्निक्स है वो नहीं है. ना हमारे पास इतनी टेक्नोलॉजी थी, ना हमारे पास इतना तरीका था चीज़ों को जानने का, समझने का. अगर था भी तो वो बहुत ही एक मेजर स्केल पे था. हम उसको नहीं समझ पाते थे क्या है, क्योंकि ना हमको कोई समझाने वाला होता था, और ना ही हमारे पास कोई ऐसा इंसान होता था जिसके पास हम जाएं और उससे पूछें कि क्या क्या है एक्चुअल में, ये होता क्या है. यूट्यूब एक हमारे पास उस वक्त माध्यम था इन सब चीज़ों के लिए. लेकिन अब प्रॉब्लम यहाँ पे हमारी ये आती थी कि हर इंसान के पास वो इंटरनेट की कनेक्टिविटी नहीं हुआ करती थी उस जमाने में जो आज के टाइम पे है. आज के टाइम पे आपके पास हर इंसान के पास एक छोटा सा मोबाइल फोन है, बिना इसके कोई नहीं चलता है. और इस मोबाइल फोन के थ्रू आप वो कर सकते हैं जो शायद आज से 5 साल या 6 साल पहले के ज़माने में कोई नहीं कर सकता था. आज के ज़माने में आप पॉकेट में हर कुछ लेके चलते हो, आपको हर चीज़ का सोल्यूशन फिंगर टिप्स पे अवेलेबल है. आप गूगल से बात कर सकते हो, आपका सैमसंग का बिक्सबी असिस्टेंट है, एप्पल का सीरी है, एंड डिफरेंट अमेजोन के पास हमारा अपना अलग चीज़ है, सब कुछ है. मतलब अगर आप बात करोगे, जैसे कि शेखर सर ने कहा था, हमारी जो व्हीकल्स हैं वो स्मार्ट हो गई हैं, वो इंटरनेट ऑफ थिंग्स के थ्रू स्टार्ट होती हैं, ऑन होती हैं, ऑफ होती हैं. और भी मल्टीपल थिंग्स हैं, जैसे कि हमारे आदिल सर ने बात करी थी मशीन लर्निंग के ऊपर, कि किस तरीके से एक मशीन पर्टिकुलर चीज़ को सीखती है. अगर उसी को हम थोड़ा सा डिटेल में बात करेंगे, तो अगर हम बात करें, एक छोटा बच्चा जब पैदा होता है जिस वक्त, तो उस समय उसको कुछ नहीं पता होता है, इस वर्ड का एक्सपोजर नहीं होता है, कैसे वो काम करेगा क्या है. लेकिन वो सीखता कैसे, वो धीरे धीरे चीज़ों को सीखता है. अब बचपन का एक छोटा सा एग्जाम्पल अगर देते हैं आप लोगों को, हम में से सभी लोग हैं जो फायर से कभी ना कभी जले जरूर होंगे. छोटा सा ही जले होंगे, कहीं ना कहीं जले होंगे, बचपन जरूर जले होंगे. तो हमने उस चीज़ को कैसे सीखा, पहले हम उसको जले, हमें नहीं पता था वो क्या चीज़ है, लेकिन आग से हम जले. धीरे धीरे हमने जब दोबारा उसको देखा तो हमको लगा कि ये खतरे की चीज़ है, हम अगर इसको टच करेंगे तो हम जलेंगे. तो हमने उसको धीरे 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 करके खत्म करना शुरू किया। इसको रीइंफोर्समेंट लर्निंग कहते हैं, जैसे कि हमारे सर ने भी अभी इस चीज़ को डिटेल में आपको डिस्क्राइब किया था। तो इसी तरीके से हमारी जो जितनी भी मशीन्स हैं ये इसी तरीके से रन करती हैं। अब किस तरीके से वो रन करती हैं वो थोड़ा टेक्निकल पार्ट हो गया। हमारे पास मल्टीपल कंसोल्स हैं जिसमें हम कोडिंग कर सकते हैं, कोड करके हम अपने डिवाइस को और आगे के लिए बढ़ा सकते हैं। हमारे टाइम पे जब तक हमको याद है कि हम लोग ATmega 16 और TCF 18F4550 ये कुछ 2-4 कंट्रोलर्स थे जिसपे हम काम करते थे, क्योंकि हमारे पास इतने सोर्स नहीं थे काम करने के। अब जैसे हमारा जो कॉलेज प्रोजेक्ट की बात करें तो मैं और शोएब एक ही टीम में थे जब हम लोग प्रोजेक्ट बनाया था हमारा कॉलेज का 2014 पास आउट टाइम पे। तो हमारा बहुत अच्छा प्रोजेक्ट था जो हम लोगों ने हैंड जेस्चर कंट्रोल रोबोटिक बनाया था, जो हैंड के चलता था। उस टाइम पे जो भी लोग अगर कोई भी हैंड जेस्चर टेक्नोलॉजी यूज करते थे, जेस्चर टेक्नोलॉजी यूज करते थे, तो वो क्या करते थे, उसमें एक एक्सेलरोमीटर डालते थे जो एक्स वाई और जेड एक्सिस के थ्रू काम करता था। लेकिन हमने उस एक्सेलरोमीटर का एक सिंपल इनोवेशन किया था, कुछ नहीं किया था, हमने 4 IR सेंसर्स लिए थे जो हमने हाथ के आर्म पे चारों तरफ बांध दिए थे और हर डायरेक्शन में पुल करने पे वो आगे की तरफ बढ़ता था। तो ये छोटा सा इनोवेशन है जो हमने किया था अपनी कॉलेज टाइम पे। अब बात करते हैं यही डीप 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 और डीप कैसे हो रहा है। प्रोग्रामिंग अब बिल्कुल बदल चुकी है। पहले हमारे पास 2 ही एक लैंग्वेज थी, सी थी, जावा थी। अब हम बात करेंगे, हमारे पास पाइथन है, आर है और भी बहुत सी लैंग्वेज है जिसपे हम डिफरेंट डिफरेंट चीज़ों को कर सकते हैं। और जितनी जल्दी हम उसके संग एक्सपोजर लेंगे, हमारी इंडस्ट्री रेडी है हमको हायर करने के लिए। जैसा कि शेखर सर ने पैकेज की बात करी, तो पैकेज वाकई में जो ह्यूज पैकेज इस इंडस्ट्री में आपको मिलेगा और इस इंडस्ट्री में आप काम करोगे, जो नॉलेज आप गेन करोगे वो नॉलेज आपको और कहीं भी नहीं मिलेगी। डिफरेंट डिफरेंट कोर्स अवेलेबल हैं यूट्यूब पे, आप यूज कर सकते हो जैसा शेखर सर ने अभी मेंशन किया, क्योंकि अब आपके पास टेक्नोलॉजी इतनी हाई हो चुकी है कि कोई भी चीज़ आपके लिए इम्पॉसिबल है ही नहीं। आप किसी भी काम को कर सकते हो उतने ही अच्छे तरीके से जितने अच्छे तरीके से पहले नहीं हो पाते। तो इसी के साथ मैं ज़्यादा नहीं बोलना चाहूँगा, यहीं पे कंक्लूड करूँगा। और हमारे नेक्स्ट स्पीकर शदाब हुसैन है, वो आपको थोड़ा और डीप में बताएंगे। उसके बाद शोएब भी आपको डीप में बताएंगे, क्योंकि ये लोग प्रेजेंटली इसी इंडस्ट्री के एक्सपोजर में है। और शदाब तो काफ़ी सेमिनार करते रहते हैं, नेशनल लेवल पे इन्होंने काफ़ी सेमिनार की हुई है, इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे भी काफ़ी सेमिनार्स की हुई हैं। ये काफ़ी जगहों पे स्पीकर हैं और अभी इस सेमिनार को ज्वाइन करने से पहले भी ये एक सेमिनार में ही थे और कॉन्फ्रेंस में ही थे, उसके बाद ये यहाँ पे आए। तो अब मैं और ज़्यादा बात नहीं करना चाहूँगा, मैं शदाब को हैंड ओवर करना चाहूँगा और वो आपको और बेटर डीप में डिटेल्स बताएंगे कि आप इंडस्ट्री में किस तरीके से आगे फॉरवर्ड कर सकते हैं, एक्सपोजर अपना ला सकते हैं, प्लस आप किस तरीके से प्रोग्रामिंग के कॉन्सेप्ट्स को और इजीली बेटर तरीके से अंडरस्टैंड कर सकते हैं। Well, thank you so much. Shadab, over to you.
Thank you so much. Our next speaker is Shadab Hussain. So Shadab is a data scientist at the math company, and and before he has been a part of Proven Consult, Infosys, and Pluralsight. He has earned a postgraduate degree from International Institute of Information Technology, Bangalore. He has published several research papers during his college, and his areas of research interest include machine learning, deep learning, and quantum computing. He delivered several workshops and tech talks in India as well as abroad. He is also organizer of Quantum Computing India and Pi Data Mysore, and co-organizer of Bangalore Data Science, where he is building a community of data scientists and organizing meetups for collaborative learnings and networking. Also, he was one of the program committee members of the Best Leading Data Science Conference, that is Open Data Science Conference India 2019, and he is an editor for Quantum Computing India publication on Medium. A very warm welcome to you, Shadab, again.
Thanks, Tanuja, for introducing me to the audience. So I will just share my screen and share the slides with you all. Let me know if it's visible to you all. Tanuja, can you see my screen? Okay, so I will start with data science, why data science now, and what kind of tools do we work with, and what kind of, what are the applications of data science in the industry? So, data science basically people were doing in 1990s as well, but that time we didn't had enough amount of data, and we were not having enough computing power to process that huge data, because of which people were doing certain analysis on Excel or some sort of self-called analysis they were doing. But with the emerging technologies, as the powerful computers have been developed with GPUs, and with the, I mean, on behalf of NVIDIA and Intel, several high processing chips were developed. The computation became easy, and the amount of data also which were getting collected by the companies grew rapidly, because instead of having the local server, companies were able to establish their server on the cloud, and they can leverage the power of cloud as a service, and there they can put their data, they can do analysis and all. So coming back to the data science is basically a mix of several different domains. Like a person who is going to be a data scientist should be having a domain knowledge, I mean, for the area in which you are working. So suppose if you're interested in retail and you want to see how data science can be useful in retail industry, then you should have some background of retail industry aspect. If you're from finance industry and you're going to work on some use cases like credit fraud, loan applications and all, then you should have some background knowledge of that, so that when you're going to analyze the data and build some sort of models, you are knowing exactly what you are doing and what is the significance of each of the data points. Next is statistics. So when you're doing any sort of analysis, some sort of stats will be you will be getting out of the data. So interpreting those stats, what is the distribution of the data, what is the probability and all. I mean, linear algebra. These sort of concepts are required on from the statistics perspective. Next is coding. So coding, I mean, these days in industry we very vastly use Python, as it has several advantages. It is open source and supported by the community as well. It has, you can even develop different kind of apps and build your data product. Like you can build a web app, you can build a I mean, some sort of chatbots using Python and all. That is also useful. And obviously, when we are going to deal with data, SQL is very much important, as essential to the other skill sets. And next is data engineering part. So when I say data engineer, in that way, like the data will not be available directly to you, so that you can go ahead and analyze it, right? The data will be stored somewhere, so you have to fetch the data from that. You have to merge the data from different sources and all, and then you will be building the model. So that all is handled by data engineer. So in whole, if I just talk about the data science, then we have several roles in that. Like you could be hired as a data engineer, you could be hired as a machine learning engineer, you can be hired as a computer vision engineer or analyst and all. Okay, and each of them have different roles in the industry, and it's not anywhere like just people from computer science are entering the industry or becoming a data scientist. So data science, because of its widely adaptability and benefits, people from natural science background, people from healthcare background, they all are using the analytical techniques to leverage the power of data and improvise the service which they are providing to their customer or for improving their business. So if you can see this graph, you can see like in what is the percentage of the people coming from different backgrounds. So and when people from mathematics and statistics background are coming, working as a data scientist in the industry, people from engineering background are coming as a in the industry and working there. So it doesn't matter whether you belong to a computer science background, a mechanical background, a civil background. Almost every industry has its own application, and people are trying to leverage the power of data science here. Okay, so typical job of a data scientist includes like whatever huge amount of data is there, transforming those data, analyzing it, presenting a solution to the higher authorities of the company so that they can take decisions based on those stats and data interpretation. And further, we also do modeling on that. Like if suppose you are working for the finance industry, then you can make prediction like how much a person is going to spend from his account, or you can make prediction whether a particular loan applicant, we should grant a loan to a particular loan applicant or not, because he might can just take the loan and run away, right? So machine learning and deep learning techniques are used to analyze that sort of behavior and train models. And all these models, machine learning techniques, are handled by data scientists. So if you want to differentiate machine learning capabilities from the data scientist, that's not possible. So, and right now the industry is looking for a person who is a full stack data scientist. When I say full stack data scientist means he just should not know and to analyze the data or interpret and build some sort of reports out of it. That work is of a data analyst. Data scientists are expected to do even some sort of data engineering part as well. You should well versed with the cloud technologies like AWS, Google Cloud Platform, and all, as well as you would be knowing modeling part also, like which kind of machine learning models you're going to build for your data, and then after that, how you can make those models in the production, which can be consumable by the customers or your clients or in the company in which you're working right now. Okay, so different types of data scientists are like, because of advancement in technologies and all, there are several automated tools already available in the market, like Google's AutoML, S2.ai, and all, where you can just you can connect your data there and you can drag and drop, or you can, with minimum writing of the code, you can build the model. But interpretation of those models and statistics, that understanding is very important. We even have drag and drop tools provided by Microsoft Azure, like Azure ML Studio is there, where you can drag and drop and connect the pipelines and train the models. And even as a beginner, as a student, I will suggest start from writing the code from the scratch, learn some language, Python or R and SQL, and then move to this field, because that way you will be having a solid base understanding about modeling, about data analytics and all, which will help you in landing a job in the industry. Okay, so as I already discussed about the applications, its application are in almost all the industry, whether it's banking. So one of the use case in banking we've already discussed. Healthcare, if we see diagnosis of certain sort of severe disease like cancer, tumor, and even in the recent case, prediction of COVID-19, as Shekhar has already discussed. In telecom industry, if we talk about prediction of customers who are about to leave the particular operator provider and all. Insurance also, we have seen like what kind of premium should we decide for a particular customer based on their based on several factors available in the data. Sales and marketing, if we talk about, we all go and do shop online, right, on the Flipkart or Amazon. So when you're doing shopping online, you would have noticed like whatever products you have recently browsed, when you will go back to the home page, very similar kind of product will the web page will start recommending to you, like, do you also like to buy this and all. So all these things are being handled by are done using recommendation engine. So at the back end, your data is getting used and the model is getting trained, which is personalizing a user experience and recommending what a user can like. Okay. In security also, we are building models in such a way so that we can predict the cybercrime attack, we can predict the threats, we can predict the system failures in the industry, so that we don't lose the opportunity of the business, or any chances of failure should not be there. In sports also, if we see nowadays, the behavior of players are getting analyzed, and we are trying to understand how a team plays, how we can use how we can defeat a particular team. We analyze the previous match history of those teams, and then we try to make a strategy based on that, so that our team can perform better. So one of the recent model which was developed was like for the football team, and it is AI, ML, deep learning. This is very, widely getting adapted across all the industries. So these are the few of the use cases. I will not make you dive in this. Once you will start learning, you will get to know like what are the options available to you. Coming to the skills required, if you want to be a data scientist, or if you want to be a data analyst, or if you want to be a machine learning engineer, what all you need to learn. So very first, at whatever level you are, it doesn't matter. What all matter is from where you're going to start and how much consistent you are with your learning. Many people start getting into data science even after 10 years of experience in some other domain. People are even coming from the non-technical background to the data science, because it has high demand right now in the industry. And even this is the highest paying job. The starting package, if you will see for the freshers, if your base knowledge is good, then that starts from closely to 6 to 8 lakhs, and it goes beyond 10, 15, 20 lakhs per annum. So you can understand like how high the data scientists are being paid these days. So coming back to the skills required, like try to learn any of these two languages, either Python or R. Have a good command on Python, I will suggest, and just as a side knowledge, you can learn R as well. SQL is very must for a data scientist. So learn that learn SQL up to the advanced version of it. Okay, like how you can create ranking and all Windows functions, all these things, and how you can write a procedural language SQL. Then coming to the tools like modeling part, then you should know predictive modeling. So as Adil sir was discussing about supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and all. So in supervised learning, we have several algos like linear regression, logistic regression, decision trees, and all. All this comes under predictive modeling, where we are trying to predict something out of the data which is given to us. Now, when we talk about prediction, it can be anything. For example, we all use Google Keyboard, right? So when we start typing, you'd have seen, suppose if you're just typing H next word prediction, high will come by itself, right? So how the key mobile is knowing like the user is going to type high. If the user is just typing W, who or how something will pop up on the top of the keyboard. So all this analysis at the back end, there is some machine learning or deep learning models, which is trying to create a sequence of the letters what the user can type next. That is just one example I've taken for now. Similarly, we have different other machine learning techniques like clustering, and then we should know how to optimize our code and how to optimize the modeling techniques. Visualization is very much important as compared to other techniques because visualization creates a good visual impact on the people whom you're going to present your story or whom you're going to present your insights. And so you should well versed with the visualization tools as well, like Tableau or Power BI. And then again, your communication skills should be good, and you should be a good storyteller. And whatever domain you're working on, you should be able to interpret the results out of the data which you are trying to analyze. Then, as I discussed in the starting, business acumen or domain knowledge is very much important, as essential as the tools and techniques. If you don't know what you're doing with the data, how that data is getting generated, and what is the use of any of the columns available in that data, then you cannot interpret that data or build a model. It will be just a junk. And how junk works, if you will feed something junk to the programming code, whatever you're writing, you will get junk out. That's it. So if you want to learn data science, these are the few of the packages and frameworks which you can start learning. There are a number of resources available online. You can start with Python, then go for learning diving deep into data science, like learn packages, how to use NumPy, Pandas, and for machine learning, you can use scikit-learn. So scikit-learn is a package which has all the code algos pre-implemented. You can just call the functions and methods from there and build your model. Matplotlib is used for visualization. TensorFlow is again used for the building machine learning or deep learning models. So whatever use case you have seen, which Shoaib was showing you, whether it is of object recognition or detection of mask, all these you can develop using TensorFlow and Keras. So it has capabilities to build your own custom model as well, or you can even call the pre-trained models or any of the pre-trained architecture from there. All right, and tools which you can start with. So you can start Anaconda on your system and start Jupyter environment from there. And then you will get a Jupyter-like environment where you can code and write, do the analysis. If you want to do it online, we have a Colab, which is provided by Google. So there you can go to this link. The notebook kind of environment will be shown to you where you can start writing your code. And similarly, we have different other platforms as well. So again, I will not ask you to just focus on programming. Programming is one of the steps from where you have to begin your learning, and then learn those packages and frameworks. Then learn cloud-based technologies as well. Cloud-based technologies are as much as important as the other tools you're learning right now. I mean, you're going to learn, okay? Because if you're able to build the model and if it is not consumable by the client or in the industry, your model, there's no use of putting that much effort in building a model. So you should know how to build the data pipelines, how to deploy the model in the industry, and how you can make live predictions or analysis. So all these are done on the cloud these days, and most commonly used cloud services are Azure, AWS, Google, or Alibaba. These are the top providers across the globe. Okay, and then you can expand your capabilities. I mean, once you're you're good with the Python, machine learning, and all, then go for deep learning. Directly, don't start with deep learning because it has very complex architecture and learning. If you will directly jump with the deep learning, it is like you are directly learning to learn a language without ABCD. Okay, so first start with the programming, then go to machine learning, then go for deep learning, so that you have a solid base and you are industry ready for any of the jobs. And these are the top data tools providers. So you can go on cloud and try out Amazon SageMaker. That will also give a live cloud coding environment as a Jupyter notebook. So here, most of the companies are using this Google Cloud Data Lab, where they are building the data pipelines, connecting the data to the notebook, building the model there, and deploying that model on the cloud itself. And these are the ecosystems of the machine learning. So you can see, like for collaboration, these are the tools which you can use for modeling, and for using data science platforms. You can go for RapidMiner or Data Robot or Alteryx, any of this. And for data lake, we have Teradata provided by Google and all. And for deployment, we have Databricks, algorithm. These are not just the key player in the industry. There are many more. These are just some of the example based on the area in which they are performing, or for the type of services which they are famous for. So if you are interested and if you have some data after learning data science, even you can come up with some of the better platforms than what is already existing in the market. And I will not dive deep in the case study. Let me just check how much time I have first. Tanuja, how much time I have? All right, I will continue meanwhile.
Make it quick, it'll be really helpful.
Okay, sure. So coming back to the learning, so this is the one of the use case which you can understand like how data science works. So suppose if you have a set of existing customer and you have to identify who is likely to buy a particular product. Suppose I'm training this model for a set of for an e-commerce company like Flipkart or Myntra, where I have the customer's data and I'm trying to analyze what a particular customer is going to, which customers are going to buy a mobile, or in precise, if I say, which are the customers who are going to buy an Apple iPhone. Okay, so Apple iPhone is very expensive, and the set of the customers who are going to buy that mobile will be very less. So based on the customer data and spending history and all the other metrics, I'm going to train a model. So my model will predict, okay, these are the customers who are going to buy that Apple iPhone, and these are the customers who are not going to buy the iPhone. So based on that outcome, I can come with some marketing strategy so that I can roll out offers only to those people who can buy that phone, not to every customers. Similarly, to these customers, I can these customers can buy some OnePlus phone or Redmi phone or Vivo phone, right? So based on their buying history and what they can buy, I can recommend them offers or the products what they can buy, right? So this is one of the use cases. So how this work is, I have a data source, I organize the data. So this part is basically done by the data engineers, okay? And nowadays even data scientists are handling these part. And if you're a full stack data scientist, then you would be able to handle end-to-end pipeline. So once you have the organized data collected from different sources, you will start analyzing that data. You will build several sort of models like decision tree or logistic regression or random forest, whichever gives the best outcome and whichever is best suited for the kind of data you are analyzing or building the model for. Okay, based on that, you will get certain accuracy with the models. So on the historical data, we will build the model, then they will be part of the data which we will use for testing. And then finally, on some latest data, we will make the predictions and check, and we will personalize the experience for the user. All right. So if we have low prediction or accuracy, then might be data set is not good, or some of the techniques which we are using is not up to the mark, or the data quality is not good. So the chances are very high that accuracy can be up or low. Okay. So if you see, here we have used different algos and we have trained models. So these are the results, like how many people are going to buy a particular product. So you can see out of all these, knife base and decision tree are giving the good accuracy, right, based on the model which we have trained. So based on the several outcome and accuracy, there are several other metrics as well which we do consider while making sure whether the model is performing well or not. And then whichever model performs best based on those metrics, we pick up that model and deploy to the production. So for building a portfolio, this was one of the use cases. There are like this. There are n number of use cases. So you can go to Kaggle. There will be so many live competitions there in which you can participate. You can learn from others. You can collaborate with each other and participate in any of the challenges. So among you all, there would be many friends, right, with whom you can start learning and make a study group. Uh, Take such initiatives in your colleges or in your class. Make small groups or big community, whatever is convenient for you, and start learning as soon as you can. Because if in the next few years, in the current job scenario also, if you will see, there are lakhs of jobs vacant for data analysts and data scientists in the industry. So, here you can just start building a portfolio, work on some good projects. For learning and all, you can refer Medium. For asking questions, you can go to Quora or Stack Overflow. Put up your questions there, see whether your question has already been answered before or not. And obviously, when you will be at beginner stage, there will be a number of problems you will be facing. But that problems would have, someone has already faced that problem before you also. So you can just go to Stack Overflow and search for the solution itself. All right, so that's it from my side. I will stop screen sharing, and if you have any questions, you can ping me in the chat, or you can connect with me over LinkedIn.
Shadab, we have a final speaker for the evening, Shoaib. Shoaib, your camera, your video is not visible.
Yeah.
Great.
Hi.
Welcome back, Shoaib. So, Shoaib is artificial intelligence professional. He has his expertise in neural networks and optical character recognition. With 5 years of experience in top MNCs like Nokia, UST Global, Ericsson, he's currently working with Proven Consult as cognitive data scientist, and he has also served open source positions for deep learning specialist and consultant at Atlanta AI. His research contribution is like he has worked as a research scholar at National Physical Laboratory for a period of almost 1 year, and his topic was feedback DTMF. He'll probably mention about this in detail. He is for R&D lead at Infinity Labs, and he has mentored a group of 7 students from IIT Madras on the topic of research computer vision and autonomous vehicles for Uber India. His achievements are he has a patent in feedback DTMF technology. He has published papers with IEEE in robotics, and his areas of interest are bioinformatics, quantum computing, and cognitive computing. A very warm welcome to you, Shoaib, again.
Thank you so much, Tanuja, for this warm welcome. So, I would like to take last phase of this session, and I want to continue the session in both, I want to continue in English as well as I'll try to cover some portion in Hindi as well, because this session is live and number of users belongs to a different languages. Some can understand English, some cannot understand English. So I want to mix a both language while doing this session. So start karte hain. And also one thing, I really want to appreciate Shadab, because machine learning is a very difficult and a very vast topic, and the way he covered it in a very short interval of time, like I am always impressed by Shadab, and this is not a first time with him, and that guy always impressed me. So well done, Shadab, a very good presentation. Now let me start with the deep learning. So बात करते हैं कि डीप लर्निंग एग्जैक्टली है क्या और हमें उसको क्यों पढ़ना चाहिए, और मशीन लर्निंग, डीप लर्निंग, बेसिकली इसमें फ़र्क क्या होता है. तो डीप लर्निंग इंजीनियर या फिर डीप लर्निंग में जो लोग भी काम करते हैं, लाइक अ कॉग्निटिव डेटा साइंटिस्ट हो गए या जो भी हो गए, तो ये लोग वो इंजीनियर्स होते हैं जो बेसिकली उस डेटा को समझने की कोशिश करते हैं जो थोड़ा कॉम्प्लेक्स फॉर्म में है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल एक इमेज हो गई या फिर कोई वीडियो हो गई, तो जो डेटा वहां से आ रहा है, like the data which we get in the form of pixels or in the form of video streaming or a very huge amount of data which is in the trillions. So it is also able to work able to process through the machine learning, but then in that case the model will become slow. So that's why we use deep learning for processing the complex data. तो डीप लर्निंग पढ़ने के लिए हमको क्या क्या आना चाहिए, डेट अ सेकेंड इम्पॉर्टेंट टॉपिक. first of all, you need to be very good in at least any one of the programming language. If that programming language is Python, then it's a very it's a beneficial thing, because Python have a number of open source platforms and open source libraries, which other languages don't have a very good support. I'm not saying like Java is a bad language; it is also a very good language. But if you compare the both, then to code in Python is slightly easy with respect to a different language. But बहुत सिर्फ प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज आने से सब कुछ नहीं होता है. अभी वो टाइम चला गया कि जब बस हम प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज सीख लेते थे, देन वी स्टार्ट सर्चिंग फॉर अ जॉब, और हमको सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपर बनना होता था. अभी बहुत कंपटीशन है मार्केट में. ये शराब जैसे लोग बहुत हो गए हैं जिनमें बहुत टैलेंट है, तो हम जैसे लोगों को जॉब नहीं मिलती, तो बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है. तो अगर जॉब चाहिए तो 100 में से मतलब आपको फिर वो नहीं बनना होगा जो 100 में से 90 लोग कर सकते हैं. आपको वो सीखना पड़ेगा जो 100 में से बस 10 लोगों को आता है, तभी जॉब मिलेगा. और जॉब मिल भी गया तो यार कोई मतलब नहीं है, क्योंकि इट्स लाइक अ 5 लाख पैकेज, 4 लाख पैकेज. If you really want a good package in a market like a 20 lakh, 15 lakh, then you need to adopt such type of skill set, which is very rarely available in the market. And I think data scientist and a deep learning engineer is one of them, because I'm not say that these skill sets are easy to adopt, because for adopting these type of skill sets you need to work very hard. अभी क्या है यार, प्रोग्रामिंग आ गई, ठीक है चलो हो गया. अभी डेटा साइंस की कुछ लाइफ साइकिल्स होती हैं, जैसे कि हम जब भी किसी भी डेटा पे काम करते हैं तो द फर्स्ट फेज इज द EDA, दैट इज कॉल्ड एक्सप्लोरेटरी डेटा एनालिसिस, जिसमें हम अभी जब भी कभी डेटा आता है तो वो एक रफ डेटा है और उसकी कोई मीनिंग नहीं है, तो उस डेटा को हम क्लीन करने की को ट्राई करते हैं, क्योंकि अब डेटा क्लीन नहीं होगा तो काम कैसे करेंगे. तो इस फेज को हम EDA बोलते हैं. देन हम उस डेटा को विजुलाइज करते हैं, उसको समझने की कोशिश करते हैं कि डेटा में क्या है. देन वी ट्राई टू विजुलाइज द डेटा, सो दैट फेज इज कॉल्ड अ डेटा विजुलाइजेशन. और ये दो फेजेस दोनों चीजों में कॉमन होती हैं, इन मशीन लर्निंग एज वेल एज इन डीप लर्निंग. हम डेटा को समझते हैं और डेटा को विजुलाइज करते हैं. देन इन थर्ड फेज वी आर गोइंग टू डेवलप द मॉडल. सो मॉडल में अभी अगर आप मशीन लर्निंग की बात करते हो तो हम स्टैट्स के टर्मिनोलॉजीज को यूज करते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल रिग्रेशन एनालिसिस, के नियरेस्ट नेबर और SVM. A number of algorithms are there, and I think Sharab already explained that algorithm very well with the very good examples, so I'm not talk about this too much. अभी बात करते हैं कि यार कि डीप लर्निंग इन चीज़ों से डिफरेंट क्यों है. डीप लर्निंग में बॉस क्या है कि हम लोग ह्यूमन ब्रेन या फिर एनिमल ब्रेन को कोशिश करते हैं मिमिक करने की. ये सुनने में थोड़ा सा लगता है कि इम्पॉसिबल नहीं है, बट बॉस अभी टेक्नोलॉजी बहुत आगे जा चुकी है, सब कुछ पॉसिबल है. तो इसमें क्या होता है, बेसिकली हम ब्रेन की जो फंक्शनैलिटीज होती हैं उसको मैथमेटिकली समझ के उसके मॉडल्स क्रिएट करते हैं यूजिंग अ प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेजेस और अ न्यूरल नेटवर्क कंसेप्ट्स, और इसी चीज़ को हम डीप लर्निंग बोलते हैं. तो अभी अपन डायरेक्ट जाएंगे प्रेजेंटेशन पे ताकि थोड़ी चीज़ें क्लियर हो पाएँ. Is it my screen is visible? Is it my screen is visible, Sharab?
Yes, sure.
Okay. So this is the small but a boring PPT of deep learning, because I know that number of students are not interested in theoretical concepts. They are more interested in practical things. Even when I was a student, I am also not interested in boring lectures and concepts. So, but ये भी भाई पार्ट है तो उसको भी पढ़ना ही पड़ता है. तो बात करते हैं कि न्यूरल नेटवर्क है क्या असल में. तो अगर हम एक बायोलॉजिकल न्यूरॉन को देखें जो कि कुछ इस तरीके का दिखता है, लेट मी प्ले दिस PPT. ये एक बायोलॉजिकल न्यूरॉन है. तो इसमें क्या होता है कि वी हैव अ न्यूक्लियस एंड वी हैव अ डेंड्रिट्स एंड इन द मिडिल इट्स अ एक्सॉन, और लास्ट में क्या होता है, हमको आउटपुट मिलता है. तो ब्रेन में आप जो भी चीज़ करते हो वो ये न्यूरॉन के थ्रू ही प्रोसेस की जाती है और फिर आपको आउटपुट मिलता है इन द एंड. और ब्रेन जो है वो कुछ इस तरीके से वर्क करता है कि वो डेटा के पैटर्न्स को समझने की कोशिश करता है. तो हम साइंटिस्ट लोग क्या करते हैं कि इसी चीज़ को मैथमेटिकल मॉडलिंग में कन्वर्ट करते हैं और इस बायोलॉजिकल न्यूरॉन की एक मैथमेटिकल फॉर्म बनाते हैं जिसको हम अपनी टर्मिनोलॉजी में परसेप्ट्रॉन्स भी बोलते हैं. I'll show you the image of perceptrons and it's look like similar to this biological neuron. So this is the image, this is the diagram of perceptron model. So where we have a three different type of weight, that is x1, x2, and x3, and then we go then we process that weight in the neuron somehow, and after that we'll get a output. So इस तरीके से एक बायोलॉजिकल न्यूरॉन काम करता है. तो अभी इसको अगर और अच्छे से समझना है, लाइक मुझे पता है थ्योरी बोर कर रही है, तो थोड़ा सा प्रैक्टिकल बना देते हैं चीजों को. I'll give you a very good explanation. ओके तो ये एक प्लेटफॉर्म है जिसको हम बोलते हैं टेंसरफ्लो प्लेग्राउंड. टेंसरफ्लो भाई लोग एक गूगल का एक ओपन सोर्स लाइब्रेरी है जिसमें हम डीप लर्निंग या फिर मशीन लर्निंग मॉडल्स को बना सकते हैं. और ये प्लेटफॉर्म को गूगल ने इसलिए बनाया है ताकि जब भी कोई जब हम लाइक किसी को बेसिक समझाते हैं कि हाउ डीप लर्निंग मॉडल्स एंड हाउ न्यूरल नेटवर्क विल वर्क, सो इट विल वेरी यूजफुल इन दैट केस. सो आई विल गिव यू द सिनेरियो. तो जैसे आप देख रहे हो कि here we have a three part. The first one is the input, then we have a dense layer over there जो कि अंदर कुछ न्यूरॉन्स की तरह है, और फिर हमको फाइनल एक आउटपुट मिल जाता है. तो ब्रेन भी इसी तरीके से काम करता है. तो अभी बात करते हैं कि ये जो पहली टर्मिनोलॉजी है जिसको इपॉक्स बोलते हैं, ये क्या है. इपॉक्स का मतलब है कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल एक न्यू बॉर्न बेबी है. अभी मैं उसको दो एनिमल्स दिखाता हूँ. फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैंने उसको एलिफेंट दिखाया और द सेकेंड एनिमल इज द लॉइन. देन आफ्टर 10 days आई अगेन throw the same picture of the animal. Then I am damn sure baby are not able to identify which one is the lion and which one is the tiger, next one. So अगर मैं उस इमेज को, उस बेबी को 10 से 20 बार दिखा दूं तो डेफिनेटली वो बेबी जो है वो उसको पकड़ लेगा कि इसमें से कौन सा एलिफेंट था और कौन सा लॉइन था. रीजन क्या है कि जब हम किसी भी इमेज को देखते हैं तो आवर ब्रेन वर्क इन सच अ वे लाइक इट्स ट्राई टू एक्सट्रैक्ट द मैक्सिमम फीचर फ्रॉम द इमेज, और उन फीचर्स के हमारे ब्रेन में पैटर्न्स बनते हैं, और उस पैटर्न के बेसिस पे हम समझते हैं कि मतलब जो सामने वाला ऑब्जेक्ट है वो क्या है. तो एपॉक्स का मतलब होता है किसी ब्रेन को हम किसी एक्टिविटी को कितनी बार शो कर रहे हैं, दैट इज कॉल्ड द एपॉक्स. लाइक हाउ मेनी टाइम वी आर गोइंग टू ट्रेन अवर मॉडल. Then the second thing is very important, that is called the learning rate. I will give you the non-technical example. For example, if I show one image to any guy and in a very fast way, like तुरंत लेके तुरंत उस इमेज को मैंने हटा लिया, तो वो इमेज बंदा देखेगा, बट होगा क्या, लाइक दे आर नॉट एबल टू एक्सट्रैक्ट द मोर इन्फॉर्मेशन फ्रॉम द इमेज. So if I reflect the same image again, then the guy are not able to identify like whether what image it was, or it's the previous one or it's the next one. But अगर उस image को मैं धीमे धीमे दिखाता तो our brain is working in such a way, it's try to extract the maximum feature map from the image, और फिर हमारा brain उस image को पक्का सीख लेता. तो this is called learning rate, कि हम किसी भी data को, अपने model को किस speed से learning देते हैं. So it is also controllable. Then it's the activation function. I am not going to talk about too much for activation function because it is a very huge topic and it's not easy to cover in a short interval of time. तो in short ये समझ लो भाई कि जो रेलू है या फिर ये जो भी एक्टिवेशन फंक्शंस हैं, इनका काम है डेंस लेयर के अंदर या फिर न्यूरल नेटवर्क के अंदर प्रोसेसिंग करवा के आउटपुट देना. Then these two parameters, regularization rate, which sounds very bulky, but ये है कुछ नहीं. ये हर मशीन लर्निंग या फिर डीप लर्निंग में होने वाले दो प्रोसेसेस जो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होते हैं. द फर्स्ट वन इज कॉल्ड ओवरफिटिंग ऑफ मॉडल. द फर्स्ट वन एंड द सेकंड वन इज कॉल्ड अंडरफिटिंग ऑफ मॉडल. अब ये है क्या भला? So the overfitting is something when you feed too much of information in the model and your task is very small. तो मॉडल कंफ्यूज हो जाता है कि करना क्या चाहते हो. तो they are not able to identify and it's not able to give the correct accuracy. अंडरफिटिंग का मतलब है कि हमने मॉडल को बहुत ही कम इंफॉर्मेशन दी है. मेरा कल सेमेस्टर एग्जाम था और मैंने बस 2 घंटे पहले ही बस स्टडी किया. वो हम लोग कौन सी बुक पढ़ते थे हम लोग 2 घंटे पहले? क्वांटम. मेरी फेवरेट आज भी है वो, उसी को पढ़ के पास हुआ हूँ मैं. क्वांटम को हमने पढ़ा और एग्जाम दे दिया. तो दिस इज कॉल्ड ये जो अगर हम ऐसे पढ़ेंगे तो हम पास तो हो जाएंगे. ये देखो क्वांटम आज भी पढ़ी मेरे पास, पास तो हो जाएंगे, बट हम अंडर फिटिंग में आ जाएंगे, अच्छे नंबर नहीं आएंगे. तो इन दोनों चीजों को ओवरकम करने के लिए वी यूज दिस टाइप ऑफ पैरामीटर्स. देन भाई लोग like doesn't matter like what we are going to use, whether it's belong to a deep learning, whether it's belong to a machine learning, we have a two type of problem statement are there. The first one is the classification. We need to classify between the object. Then the second one is the regression. बस इन्हीं दोनों चीजों में पूरी सब कुछ उलझ के रह गया है. तो ये छोटा सा एक्सप्लेनेशन था. तो अभी पीपीटी पे मैं ज्यादा फोकस नहीं करूंगा बिकॉज ऑफ द शॉर्ट इंटरवल ऑफ टाइम. तो न्यूरल नेटवर्क में बेसिकली 3 तरीके के न्यूरल नेटवर्क होते हैं. मैं पहले भी थोड़ा बहुत एक्सप्लेन कर चुका हूँ, जिसमें से पहला वाला होता है CNN. अभी CNN को थोड़ा इजी वे में समझते हैं. CNN है क्या? तो या CNN का मतलब है लाइक अगर हम कोई एक मशीन बना रहे हैं और हम चाहते हैं उस मशीन के अंदर ऐसी कैपेबिलिटी डालना कि वो मशीन ऑब्जेक्ट्स को देख के समझ पाए, तो हम उस वक्त जो लाइक एल्गोरिथम यूज करते हैं न्यूरल नेटवर्क की, वो कॉन्वोल्यूशनल न्यूरल नेटवर्क से बिलोंग करती है. नाउअडेज टेक्नोलॉजीज बिकम वेरी हाई. वी हैव अ CNN, वी हैव अ RCNN, वी हैव अ फास्ट RCNN, फास्टर RCNN, मास्क RCNN, नंबर ऑफ थिंग्स आर देयर. मतलब उलझ के रह जाओगे, बहुत कुछ है. तो अभी इसका बेसिक्स क्या है, काम होता कैसे? तो मैंने बोला ना, हर चीज को कोरिलेट करना है ब्रेन से, क्योंकि हम ब्रेन को ही तो आर्टिफिशियली बनाते हैं. अभी जब हम किसी इमेज को देखते हैं, जैसे मुझे अमृत ने बिस्किट दिया है, मैं खा नहीं पा रहा हूँ बिकॉज ऑफ प्रेजेंटेशन, तो भी मैंने उसको देखा, तो अभी मुझे कैसे पता चल गया कि ये बिस्किट है? तो होता क्या है कि वेन एवर वी सी एनी ऑब्जेक्ट, तो आवर ब्रेन ट्राई टू adopt a maximum feature from the object. That is called a convolution. Like for example, if I have this peanut and if I have this the second one is biscuit, so I need to compare between two, like classify which one is peanut, which one is like this one. So I need to make a type of matrix of both and then try to extract the maximum feature from it. ज़्यादा technical हो गया, I know that. Then after that हम जब वो features को निकालते हैं, maximum features, तो अभी ब्रेन भी बिल्कुल मेमोरी कार्ड्स कितना होते हैं, इनको ज्यादा इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं रखना है. ज्यादा इन्फॉर्मेशन रखेंगे तो टेंशन होगा, फिर सरदर्द होगा. तो व्हाट हैपन लाइक देन इन द सेकंड फेज ऑफ कन्वोल्यूशन, दैट इज कॉल्ड द पूलिंग लेयर. पूलिंग लेयर क्या करती है? बड़ा सिंपल सा काम है, मैं एक एग्जांपल दिखाता हूँ उसका. ओके, तो ये पूलिंग का एग्जांपल है. पूलिंग लेयर का मतलब होता है, अभी मान लो ये मैट्रिक्स बन के आ गए जिसमें हमारे सारे फीचर्स थे. तो अभी हमको सब कुछ नहीं चाहिए, हमको सिर्फ इसमें से मैक्सिमम फीचर चाहिए. तो पूलिंग का मतलब होता है अपनी मैट्रिक्स से मैक्सिमम फीचर को निकालना. और मैट्रिक्स कुछ नहीं है, मैट्रिक्स बस एक डेटा है. तो अभी मैं पूलिंग करता हूँ इसकी, तो इसमें 1136, द मैक्सिमम पार्ट इज 6. देन इन दिस कोऑर्डिनेट द मैक्सिमम पार्ट इज 8. देन हियर that was the 9. Then here we have a 4. So this process is called pooling. Like this is the process in which we are doing type of maximum feature downsampling technique, in which we extract the maximum feature without maximum information without losing the feature from the current array. Then फिर क्या करता है ब्रेन, जब उसको मैक्सिमम फीचर मिल जाता है जिसकी उसको जरूरत थी. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अभी मुझे बिस्किट्स खाना था और डैड इज बिलोंग टू सम चोको चिप्स. तो मैंने उसमें चॉकलेट्स देखी, मुझे चॉकलेट्स लगा कि ये मेरा मैक्सिमम फीचर है, मुझे यही चाहिए. तो फिर मेरा ब्रेन क्या करता है, उसको 2D एरे में कन्वर्ट करेगा और देन फिर हम टेक्निकलिटी है, फिर हम समझ जाते हैं कि यही ऑब्जेक्ट है. तो CNN कुछ इस तरीके से काम करता है. तो ये तो बोरिंग सी बात थी. अभी CNN का प्रैक्टिकल एप्लीकेशन कहाँ पे है और इसको इंडस्ट्री में कहाँ यूज किया जाता है, तो बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग चीज़ है और मल्टीपल जगहों पे इसको इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं. अब ऑलरेडी मैं एग्जांपल दे चुका हूँ, लाइक हमने फेस डिटेक्शन देख लिया, ऑब्जेक्ट डिटेक्शन देख लिया. अब हम बात करते हैं, मेरी वन ऑफ द फेवरेट इंडस्ट्री है, दैट इज द बायो इन्फॉर्मेटिक्स और मेडिकल साइंस. क्योंकि यार देखो, आई लॉस्ट माई डैड बिकॉज ऑफ कैंसर, एंड दैट टाइम द मेन रीजन इज दैट वी आर नॉट एबल टू डिटेक्ट इन द राइट फेज. बट उस जमाने में टेक्नोलॉजीज नहीं थी. अभी ऐसी टेक्नोलॉजी है कि लाइक हम कैंसर या ट्यूमर जैसी चीज़ों को करंट फेज में डिटेक्ट कर सकते हैं. मैं आपको अपना खुद का एक वर्क दिखाता हूँ जिसमें मैंने ट्यूमर को डिटेक्ट किया है यूजिंग द CNN. और ये सारी चीज़ें आजकल बड़ी बड़ी जो मेडिकल इंडस्ट्रीज वो अडॉप्ट कर रही हैं. तो मैं आपको एक यूज केस दिखाता हूँ. आई विल गो थ्रू द यूज केस ऑफ ट्यूमर डिटेक्शन. इस यूज केस में मैंने क्या किया है कि अपना जो मॉडल है उसको MRI इमेजेस पे ट्रेन किया है. तो डॉक्टर क्या करता है भाई, वो कुछ खास नहीं करता है, वो भी इमेज देखता है, उस इमेज को देखने के बाद उसमें से वो उस इमेज के पैटर्न को समझने की कोशिश करता है, क्योंकि उसने एमबीबीएस किया हुआ है या फिर एमडी किया हुआ है। देन वो उसके बेसिस से बता पाता है कि वेदर द पर्सन हैव ट्यूमर और नॉट। तो सेम थिंग मैंने यहाँ पे भी एक उसके ब्रेन का एक रेप्लिका बनाया है और वो सेम काम करता है। मैंने उसको एमआरआई इमेजेस पे ट्रेंड किया है और अभी वो बताएगा कि एमआरआई इमेज देख के कि वेदर द पर्सन हैव ट्यूमर और नॉट। सो दिस इज वन ऑफ द यूज केस ऑफ CNN। वीडियो प्ले करता हूँ। तो देखो मैंने सबसे पहले क्या किया, I'll pull some of the images. The first image belongs to a no. Whether these images are belongs to that MRI which don't have a tumor, and in yes category the images which have a tumor. तो इसमें से भी कुछ इमेज निकाल लेते हैं, उसको एक सेपरेट फोल्डर में मैंने पुल कर दिया। अब मैं एल्गोरिथम को रन करूंगा। ओके, तो जब मैं एल्गोरिथम को रन करूंगा तो मेरे सामने रिजल्ट आएगा। दिस इज द CNN यूज केस। मैंने इसके लिए टेंसरफ्लो लाइब्रेरी यूज की है। तो आप देख सकते हो द फर्स्ट पर्सन ट्यूमर नॉट डिटेक्टेड। अगर इस इमेज को किसी डॉक्टर को भी दिखाओगे तो वो बोल देगा ट्यूमर नहीं है। इन सेकेंड ट्यूमर नॉट डिटेक्टेड, बट इन दिस इमेज ट्यूमर डिटेक्टेड। तो अभी ये दिखने में बहुत सरप्राइजिंग लगता है कि यार एक मशीन मतलब एक इमेज को देख के, एमआरआई को देख के ये बता पा रही है कि इस बंदे को ट्यूमर है कि नहीं। अब तक तो बस डॉक्टर ही कर पाते थे। तो दिस इज द पावर ऑफ डीप लर्निंग। तो ये तो CNN का एक यूज केस हो गया। अभी जैसे कि मेरा एक खुद का बहुत फेवरेट टॉपिक है जिसको हम बोलते हैं ऑप्टिकल कैरेक्टर रिकॉग्नाइजेशन। क्योंकि अभी क्या है कि इंडस्ट्री के अंदर जो भी डेटा है वो इमेजेस के फॉर्म में बहुत ज़्यादा है। तो हमको किसी तरीके से उन इमेजेस से डेटा को पुल करना होता है। तो इस टेक्निक को हम बोलते हैं कि ऑप्टिकल कैरेक्टर रिकॉग्नाइजेशन। तो अभी टाइम बहुत कम है तो मैं बहुत ज़्यादा बात नहीं करूँगा। अगर हम इसके अलावा बहुत से टॉपिक्स होते हैं, LSTM है, RNN है, बट उन पे हम बात नहीं करते हैं क्योंकि बिकॉज ऑफ टाइम, बिकॉज वी हैव अ वेरी लेस टाइम। In the last, I'll show you a very latest use case of mine. So that use case is it's a combination of AI and AR. AR these days are very popular. Then after that, I stop my session. So here I developed the algorithm which solves Sudoku in the live image. तो भाई यहाँ पे डीप लर्निंग का यूज केस गेमिंग इंडस्ट्री में भी मैंने दिखा दिया। So today I'm going to demonstrate my new algorithm that is a combination of तो यहाँ पे क्या है कि देखो ये सुडोकू अनसॉल्व पड़ा है। अभी इसको डीप लर्निंग एल्गोरिथम से मैं इसको सॉल्व करूंगा, वो भी AI यूज करके using computer vision and deep learning. So here's the demonstration, and because my system don't have a very good GPU support, so it might be lagging framing. See, it's try to solve the Sudoku, and these digits are plotted due to a AR capability. So this is a combination of AI as well as AR. So this is the last video picturization and the last video from my side. I hope you guys little bit understand what I'm trying to explain about deep learning and how much these fields are interesting. So I think we have a very less time. So Tanuja, I think we need to start the question answer round. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shoaib. Yes, we are already running. We have already crossed our time limit, but I think education doesn't come easy. So I think it's worth it, and I'm sure like we are getting a lot of comments regarding the feedback of the webinar. So we'll be sharing a feedback link very soon. Just stay tuned. And we have a question for. Let's go to the question answer round. So students are actually asking for presentation. We'll be like if we get the presentation from Shoaib, we'll probably send across the presentation through the feedback along with the feedback form, or maybe along with the certificates, we'll send the presentation.
Yeah, sure. I'll share the presentation. No issue.
Great. So I was just searching for the question. Just 1 minute.
Even Tanuja, I'll send the same presentation to you. If you want, you can forward to the student.
Yes. I think we'll share the presentation along with the certificates to all the students. So we have this question from Ayush Verma. The question is for Shadab sir. Currently, I'm doing course in machine learning by Andrew NG. Should I do and in-hand machine learning training or work on projects on Kaggle, etc.?
Okay, so Ayush, from the learning perspective, if we talk about none of the resources are very much enough and complete in itself just to rely on. So Enter course is obviously one of the best course online available as a MOOC. But apart from that course, try to work on some hands-on projects. If you will enroll for the training as well with some institute, even they are going to teach you the some same concepts, but they will also involve some of the live project work as well. All right. So if you are able to manage to understand those concepts and work on the projects by yourself, by taking part on the competitions like on Kaggle or Analytics Vidya, or picking up some of the challenges by your own, then it's good. If you're finding it difficult, like you're not able to understand and it's very much challenging for you to get up to in this domain, then go for the training with some of the institute, which is available locally or online internet trainings.
All right, thank you so much. We have a lot of other questions, but I think most of the questions have been already answered by the speakers during the webinar. I think that's it. And a lot of you are asking about the feedback form. So we have dropped the link in the comment section. And that's it for today. Thank you, all the viewers, for watching us. Thanks. A big thanks to all the speakers for joining us on this platform. And it's so good to see MCS GOC alumni working excellently in their fields. And we have the maker, and we have Dr. L. Shekhar, who was there as a guest, as the guest for our webinar today. And thank you so much, sir, for providing us with this opportunity for conducting such webinars. This is an excellent idea, and a lot of people are really appreciating it. Thank you so much. Thank you
It
so
was a
much,
pleasure.
everyone.
Thank you, Tanuja, for moderating wonderfully. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanuja.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so
Shikha.
much, everyone. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night. Take care, and do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Share this video with the people who are from the engineering background, management background, computer science background, because this is a very useful video for all the students who really wants to upgrade their skills and work in a particular sector. And do share this video. Do subscribe this channel for upcoming further videos on other relevant fields of management, engineering, pharmacy. And we have another webinar for tomorrow coming live at 8 o'clock. Stay tuned. Like this channel, share this channel, and subscribe this channel. Thank you so much. Good night, everyone. Thank you.